Hey everybody, it's the Nexus Gaming Series. We're in the playoffs. It's round 1 in Division B East. We're looking at Heroes of the United States versus CGL White. Both teams are already in the lobby, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into Tomb of the Spider Queen. Alright, as promised, here we are, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Between these two Division B East teams, we'll look at the playoff bracket, maybe between games. But hello, I'm On Thought. I am your host. Picking up this game at the last minute, really. Wasn't sure I was going to be casting it, but here we go. And we're starting off. Let me get my druthers. Alright, we're starting off with a Medivh ban, followed by a Kerrigan ban. So how did we get here? Well, first of all, Heroes of the United States came into this game as the 2nd seed in the 8 seed playoff bracket here, because we have a Urel ban, against the 7th seed CGL White. So Heroes of the US got to choose if they wanted to pick the first map or have first hero pick. They went with hero pick, so that meant CGL White got to take us to the map of their choice, and that was Tomb of the Spider Queen. So here we are. CGL White also banned out Sky Temple, and then Heroes of the US got rid of Braxis Holdout, so we won't see those two maps in this contest. White main will be the first hero chosen. We also had a Garrosh ban to finish off the first ban phase. So let's see, White main first pick, high priority on the support. See where how that gets followed up. First rotation out of CGL White. It's going to be the offlaner par excellence, Blaze and Raynor. So White main sitting at 46.9% win rate and 32 games played. And so we'll see what's Raynor doing these days in this division as we wait on the next rotation here. Johanna Kael'thas securing a mage and a frontliner. Raynor doing very well at 56% win rate over 50 games. He's played more than he's banned, 32 bans. Kael'thas is at 60% in 63 games, so we have some successful heroes in Division B East popping up here. There's a Thrall ban, and we have one more ban in this phase. Thanks everybody for joining us. We're getting just a slightly late start. This was scheduled for 7 p.m. Pacific, and it's just about 7:30 Pacific. Which won't matter much if you're watching this on a VOD, but anyway, thanks for joining us. And Deckard Cain banned out. So it remains to be seen which direction CGL White will go for their support pick. We do have a Diablo chosen, and a Tyrande support. Reworked Tyrande. I guess her rework is, it's not extremely new. But so far, she's sitting at 7-8 with 15 games played. Diablo has been in 63 games, 29-34 record there for Diablo. So we're going to see a Diablo Johanna face-off up front. Alright, Hanzo and Leoric, the final two heroes chosen by Heroes of the United States. So we're looking at a classic off-lane Leoric v Blaze, perhaps. And Hanzo sitting at a 59% win rate, 13-9 in 22 games played, so not the most heavily played hero. And there is another support, so we're going with double support over on this side of CGL White to finish off this draft. Interesting. This may be the first double support game that I've cast in Season 5. Double support with Raynor, Diablo, and Blaze. This is going to be some pressure put on Raynor to get that damage out. Of course, it'll possibly be enhanced by Tyrande with her Hunter's Mark and so on. And so there we go, folks. The draft for Game 1. This is a best of 3 series. Alright, so for Heroes of the US, we have Hanzo played by Blaze, Leoric played by Waterboy, TKD, Johanna played by Watson, Kael'thas played by Andrew, and Jub playing White Main. On the other side of the screen, we'll have to get to that in just a sec here.
Prepare yourselves. The battle begins shortly.
Alright, so on the other side of your screen, we have Diablo, played by Breetz. Looks like Fabre is on the Raynor, Triple C4 playing Malfurion, Soulman on the Tyrande, and Blaze played by Pwn.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we have level 1 talents popping up on the bottom of your screen as we're admonished to slay them all heroes. Gathering in the middle of the map, as is common, except Blaze going to start the game split off from the team. During this opening tussle, if it doesn't get too crazy, you might have time to name some level 1 talents. And there goes Leoric to that solo lane with Pwn, Waterboy versus Pwn. We have your rotation starting by both teams. Alright, Hanzo going with Simple Geometry, Leoric with Consumed Vitality. We have Laws of Hope, Mana Addict, and Clemency to round out the first level talent choices by Heroes of the US. They are in blue on the left side of your screen. In red, CGL White. We're looking at Neural Stim Pack, Ace in the Hole, Soul Shield, Celestial Attunement, going for those cleanses, and Celestial Alignment. Whole lot of Celestial going on in this first game of this best of 3.
Having trouble staying grounded?
Looking at the solo lane, however briefly. Seems like whenever I risk that, there's a surprise kill somewhere else on the map, so we'll just keep it moving. 3-2, just the slightest experience lead for Heroes of the US so far, but pretty even. Still within the first 2 minutes of the game. There's a flip. Johanna's going to go ahead and pop the Unstoppable and walk away. So the Malfurion route won't really have any effect. It's not an exactly perfectly mirrored rotation from these two teams, of course. It's going to be... one tends to rotate a little bit quicker than the other, I find, on this map. Top lane is kind of moving up into the egg zone, or solo lane rather. Kind of mixing it up for themselves. Level 4 is attained by both teams here. This is game 1 of a best of 3. This is round 1 of the Division B East Season 5 playoffs. If you're just joining us, Heroes of the United States in blue, CGL White in red. 2nd seed versus 7th seed. Not much between these two teams so far, not a lot of aggression, no kills. We're at level 5s for each team. Heroes of the US has a turn in, but now so does CGL White. See where our level 4 talents are. Hanzo with explosive arrows. Neo-peasants from Leoric. CGL White trying to get some of their gems turned in. They have 0 turned in so far. 33 turned in for Heroes of the United States. Also looking at Sins Exposed, Netherwind, and High Inquisitor out of White Main. Level 6 is, we just entered the 4-minute mark, still no turn-ins whatsoever for CGL White. Heroes of the US doing a good job of keeping them from getting even a single gem in so far. Bray poking away at Watson. Just putting out that sustained damage. Leoric trying to turn in. Pone having to slip away. This is a 2v1 here all of a sudden. Watson with 23 gems. Nice poke there by Pone to prevent the turn in. Blaze is pretty low, but stays safe. Level 7 talents now. We're just zipping on through these talent selections, everybody. Feels like a really delicate balance between these two teams. An elaborate dance. But finally, Heroes of the United States does get their gems turned in. They're going to have the first web weavers. See how much value they can get out of this, and which lane they'll choose to throw their weight behind. Top lane is often seen as a win condition lane because there is a boss available there. XP lead has been very slight throughout this game in favor of Heroes of the United States. Alright, so we're seeing the main push here in the middle lane. Leoric stays bottom to continue solo lane efforts. And the top lane spider has been blown up. There's some focus fire on Beats. Holding 20 gems, has to be a little bit careful. Bray taking a ton of damage there. Web Weaver contributing to their suffering. Bray just sneaking away. Soulman below 200 health as well. And that's going to be a fort destroyed by Heroes of the United States. So there's some decent value from that first turn-in, getting a full-on building. Watch out, Blaze! Kaboom! Blaze is blown up. First blood attained by Heroes of the United States. Combat continues. Watson below 400 health. Leoric will fall. Raynor getting credit for that kill. And level 10s are now available for Heroes of the United States. They're going to go ahead and take that advantage and run with it. Out comes the Entomb. That's going to result in 2 more deaths on the side of CGL White. Heroes of the United States continues to push on this bottom lane. Blaze is middle. It's a 5v1 right here. Diablo dies. It will be a truncated death though. Diablo respawning right away after dying. Alright, ultimates, we have Dragon's Arrow. We saw the Entomb, Blessed Shield, Phoenix, and Scarlet Aegis from White Mane. CGL White ever so close to getting their own ultimates, and then they'll be able to look to enforce their will once again. But Heroes of the United States has another turn in, and they are turning in. 30 turned in, 49 of 55 turned in. CGL White also has a turn in available. They're 30 short on their deposit. Bit of a tussle here around the lower of the 2 eggs. And another fort has been destroyed. Looks like the middle fort. As combat continues, out comes another Entomb. A break. Once again, super low. Leoric dying again. Blaze getting credit for that. Here's a stun on Johanna. She pops the unstoppable. Reitz fires off that lightning breath. CGLY still wanting to get this turn in. They don't want to suffer 2 turn-ins in a row. And they do secure it. I wonder if they'll try to even out bottom lane perhaps, or where they will try to get the most value here. They have Bunker, Rainer's Raiders. We saw Lightning Breath already. Starfall and Tranquility. Actually, a lot of those ultimates got used during that fight over the turn-in. Here's the United States clearing the top spider pretty quickly. Bottom lane was pushed quite a ways toward the right side of the map. Remains to be seen if they're going to get any value from that particular spider. Most of the action is here in the middle lane. Bunker goes down, 2 people hop in it. Reitz in danger, down to 500 health. Staying alive, fantastic work from Triple C4. Keeping Diablo on the map. But that will be the end of that engagement. And no buildings fall for CGL White in that first turn-in. Got some gate damage. Still some towers up though in multiple lanes. And here's the United States. We're going to go ahead and get the next Web Weaver turn in. Be their second one of the game. They also have level 13 talents. Going with Ninja Assassin, Ominous Wraith, Blessed Hammer, Pyromaniac, and Harsh Discipline. 4 kills to 2 for Heroes of the United States. And they're up 6 buildings to 4. Johanna going in there, Watson pulling a bunch of Team CGL White together. Out comes Phoenix. We have 2 deaths pretty quickly. Diablo, Malfurion, and Tyrande all falling. 7 kills to 2 now for Heroes of the United States. They continue to pressure this middle lane. Getting everything they want out of this turn-in, it looks like. And as they push in on Keep, you have top fort falling pretty quickly to that spider. Bottom lane spiders still not to a building quite yet. Looks like this Keep will fall. Be the first Keep of the game. And there's a nice aggression from Pone. Tyrande getting a kill credit on White Mane. Now the Surge is going the other way. Leoric dying. Once again, this time Diablo getting credit. And Kel'Thas and Johanna dying. There's a really nice response from CGL White. They're looking for some good news in this match, and they just got some. They have about 30 seconds before Here's the United States has a full team back on the map. And they're going to cash in that advantage by taking the boss. Meanwhile, Blaze and Waterboy are going to push in on this bottom lane keep. Pone trying to defend it. Not much doing there though. That's going to be the second keep down. CGL White down to 1 keep in that top lane. And they're going to try to get their first building kill of the match by supporting this boss in the top lane. (17-15). It's our experience level advantage for Heroes of the United States. CGL White really needing that level 16 to get on the same talent tier, but they're going to keep pushing here anyway. Try to get as much value out of this boss as they can. And that will be a 4 kill for CGL White. Looks like CGL White's going to work on this Merc camp here. They do get 16s. Going with Thermal Protection, Raynor chose Bounty Hunter at 16, debilitating Flames from Diablo, Darnassian Archery, and Moonlit Harmony. Maxazillion, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. This Division B East playoff matchup, best of 3, between 2nd seed Heroes of the United States and 7th seed CGL White. Diablo jumping in on Kael'thas, Lightning Breath, Entomb, Phoenix, Bunker, all kinds of ultimates flying out everywhere. Breed's getting blown up. Diablo, the first casualty of that fight. It will be a shortened death timer. Diablo making his way back. Soul Man. Kael'thas getting credit for 2 more kills as Tyrande falls. Here's the US with full 5-player squad pushing in where there is no keep on this bottom lane. Looking to get some core damage out. It is a 5v4 fighting under CGL White's core. There's a root on Leoric. But Waterboy TKD just slides around, gets an Entomb on 2 members of CGL White. Deadly stuff there. Diablo now out for 40 seconds. Blaze also dying. Only 3 members of CGL White are available to defend. Core taking lots of damage very quickly, down to 50%. Looks like it's going to be GG. Game 1, going to your 2nd seed in Division B East. Heroes of the United States. CGL White putting up a good fight, trying to push back with that boss, but ultimately it was just too much from Heroes of the United States as they saw that bottom lane and moved into it, got some kills, and finished the game. Bonzo with a fantastic 2-9-0, a clean sheet as I like to call it, no deaths, 55k hero damage. Highest in the game, followed up by Andrew's Kael'thas at 54k. My cat is deciding to chime in here, Stream Cat. What else do we have? We have Johanna absorbing almost 70k damage, only dying once in the process. White main with 57k healing. Jub doing a great job there. 12k XP, highest in the game, earned by Waterboy TKD on that Leoric. Malfurion turning in 48k heals, only 2 deaths. Raynor with no deaths, 40k hero damage. And Diablo soaking up most damage in the game, 88k. Nicely done by Breeds. 11 kills to 6 though in this game 1. It's a 16-minute, 13-second Tomb of the Spider Queen. This is a best of 3. If Here's the US happens to win game 2 coming up shortly, then they will go ahead and progress along the playoff bracket. So let's see if CGL White can win game 2 here and take us to a game 3. We'll take a look at the bracket and set up the next game. This bracket is a smidgen out of date. We did have Reborn Knights Black play Team Braindead, and the blue team played Stitches Be Crazy over on the east. So, and I do believe the blue team actually notched a win over Stitches Be Crazy, so they'll be advancing. I'm not sure about Reborn Knights Black versus Team Braindead quite yet. So that's what we're looking at in Division B right now, on both sides in both regions. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the next game set up. Thanks for joining us, and I'll be back on the flip side in just a few minutes. Thanks. One Mega Man fan, thanks for the raid. Welcome everybody to this Division B East matchup between Heroes of the United States and CGL White. We are setting up for Game 2. Game 1 was taken by Heroes of the US. Actually, let me go ahead and give them a point. And there it is. So we'll be getting into Game 2's draft momentarily. Thanks everyone for joining us. All right, thanks again everybody for joining us. It looks like Himibo said Braindead has won 2-1 in a pretty wild upset. So there you go, folks. Thanks for that update, Himibo. And as I said, I'm just setting up the lobby for Game 2, Game 1, taken by Heroes of the United States. So stay tuned. We're just about ready. Yes, it's true, Maxazillion. All the music you hear on here is composed by yours truly. And we're just about ready. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Alright, as the teams are entering the lobby here. If you're just now joining us, this is a Division B East Round 1 matchup in the Season 5 playoffs here in the Nexus Gaming Series. Second seed Heroes of the United States playing 7th seed CGL White. First game was on Tomb of the Spider Queen, with Heroes of the United States taking that win. Just checking to see if both captains are ready, and we'll start the draft for Game 2. Both captains are ready. So let's head to Infernal Shrine, shall we? Aw, thanks, Fish Drowner TV. Alright, and once again, I am Odd Thought, and I will be your host for the remaining 1 or 2 games. This could go to 3, perhaps. See what CGL White is able to do in this second match. Let's turn our in-game music on. So yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's exciting playoff season. Showed the bracket a little bit earlier during the break. Map 2 is Infernal Shrines, Maxazillion. There is a 2-minute delay, by the way, as we see a Medivh ban out of Heroes of the United States. There's a 2-minute delay on NGS streams, so if I don't answer your Twitch chat comments right away, that's one reason why. Fish Drowner TV says, "You are my favorite NGS caster now." Hey, thanks. Yes, 98.7 on the FM band. Okay, so we have an Asmodan ban and a Yrel ban, so pretty common bans showing for Game 2 from both teams. So much love in chat. Thanks, everybody. Makes me keep going. You're the lifeblood of the effort. If you hear a cat yowl, that's Una, my stream cat. Usually she's pretty quiet, but one never knows with these creatures. We have a Kerrigan ban, finishing off the first ban phase, and a first pick white main. I do believe we saw the same thing in Game 1. No, there is no Amazon Music channel for my stuff yet. I'm looking into various avenues. But hey, the hero picks are continuing. Kael'thas and Alex Straza in our first rotation from CGL White. This is Game 2. CGL White can push this to a Game 3 if they manage to take a win here. They did choose this map. Whoever's defeated in Game 1 gets to pick either the map or first hero pick, and CGL White went with picking the map. Okay, so response to Kael'thas Alex Straza is Genji Diablo. So we have one of the game's premier blow-up heroes, Genji, the finisher, par excellence. Diablo, high quality frontliner. Let's see how CGL White responds to the Diablo Genji, especially. White main extremely good at keeping a single target alive, especially. And there's the Gul'dan ban. Gul'dan is not the most heavily played mage in the game, but on this map he tends to be pretty popular because you have a lot of AoE favorability on this map, since it's tied to the objective directly, so on and so forth. Final ban of this game, too, is going to be Johanna. Blaze making another appearance in Game 2. Let's see what the offlane situation is going to be. We had Blaze Leoric in Game 1. Garrosh, arguably the premier zoning tank. Really good at keeping people away from squishies. You don't want to get too close to him because he'll flip you, and you might very well get blown up by his team as a result. And we have the final rotation from Heroes of the United States. Under 3 seconds away. They need some DPS. And an offlaner probably. And there we have it. Phoenix with the shields. Phoenix with the slows, the mobility, the annoyance factor is high. And Malthael, especially if you take on the Pale Horse, Malthael can be a double soak monster. Running between two lanes. Also really good at taking out high health targets with his percentage damage. Final pick of Game 2's draft. Greymane. Greymane, perhaps an answer to Genji or an Echo in terms of blow-up potential. A little more versatile in damage. Can also do some mercenary camp work. So quality drafts from both teams, nicely balanced. A little bit beefier perhaps on the front line on the side of CGOY, so we'll see how that works out. It's time to announce these teams, I think. I don't know. Do you have any predictions, chat? Who are we favoring after that? I'm going to fade myself out. Read off some names. Genji is going to be played by Blaze. Phoenix played by Andrew. Malthael played by Waterboy TKD. Jub playing Whitemane, and Watson playing Diablo. That's Heroes of the United States, folks. For CGL White, we have Pone on Blaze, Fabre on Greymane, Soulman playing Kel'Thas. Breets is playing Garrosh, and Alex Straza played by Triple C4. Let me pull up the level 1 talents for y'all. Yes, I said y'all. Ultra professional word there.
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
Well, Max, sometimes you have to take that risk when it comes to humor.
4, 3, 2, 1. We cannot tarry.
We cannot tarry. Game 2 of this round 1 playoff match between Heroes of the United States and CGL White. 2nd seed versus 7th seed. Heroes of the United States coming into this game with a 1-0 lead. They're looking to seal the deal and move on with a win here. CGL White looking to extend their season just a bit longer with a win. Take us perhaps to a 3rd game. Soulman starting out right away in the bottom lane. Gonna draw some attention from Watson and Andrew. Our solo lane looks to be pretty much balanced for now. Not a lot to report quite yet. There's a stun on Breets and a flip. Lots of damage on Garrosh, who has almost no mobility. And Genji's gonna do his job. Blaze notching first blood for Heroes of the US. A little bit of drama between lanes there to kick everything off. Gonna give a tiny bit of a XP lead to Heroes of the US. Fabre and Triple C4 working their siege camp. Here's the US. Favors the bottom lane siege camp though. And there's Waterboy TKD working 2 lanes. I haven't really talked about the talents yet. Malthael did take that on a Pale Horse I was talking about at the beginning of the game. Yes, HOTUS. Chat calling out HOTUS's name. We have some HOTUS fans sitting in the bleachers. Going to be level 4s for both teams. Genji is looking at Swift as the Wind and Strike at the Heart. We have mobile offense into inhibiting energy for Phoenix. Malthael on a Pale Horse with Die Alone. As a siege camp is taken by Heroes of the US. Watson getting a flip. Garrosh having some trouble with displacement early on in this match. First shrine will be up in 15 seconds. It's going to be top lane. CGL White doing a good job on these mercenaries. Staying up to date, keeping relevant with the neutrals on this map. See Clemency into High Inquisitor. Ooh, but we have Soul Man in trouble and blown up by Genji. 6-5 now in favor of Heroes of the United States. 6-6. The lead is slight, just like in game 1. Both teams are pretty close for quite a while in game 1, so we're seeing an echo of that here. Soul Shield into Souls of the Flame for Diablo. Let's see, Blaze, Neural Stim Pack, Oil Dispersal. We have Viciousness into Thick Skin for Greymane. Kael'thas with Mana Addict into Energy Royal. And there's a stun from Kael'thas on Watson. He's then thrown sideways by Garrosh. 21-11 on this minion kill race. Who will get the first Punisher? There's a throw on Waterboy TKD, and Malthael will fall. Quality stuns from Soul Man. Watson going up in the air, coming down hard. 2 kills apiece now for these teams. Level 6s on each side. Genji dying, unable to slip away as he so often does. Same's probably going to be true for Andrew. No, last second teleport. Phoenix gets to live another day. Garrosh going with Indomitable and into the fray. Alex Straza, Surge of Vitality at 1 into Life Blossom. Or that's actually, come on, talent off. That's level 4. Life Blossom. My favorite talent in her tree. I feel like she doesn't really become a real healer for me the way I play her until I get Life Blossom. So the first Punisher is turned red by CGL White, and they're going to go ahead and support it. Everybody but their solo laner. Blaze is off doing things against Malthael in the middle lane. There's a stun on Genji and a kill. Genji having a rough time right now. 2 deaths in fairly short succession. And this fort going down. First building destroyed of the game going to CGL White. Nice response. Showing some spirit after losing game 1. We're not out of this yet, they say. They're up 2 levels now. 9-7 in that race to 10. Commanding lead in that respect. We're going to trade off some mercenary captures. And it looks like CGL White is going to claim this bottom lane siege now. And pretty much the entire team is down here as well, although Blaze is starting to move out. Wondering if we would see a concerted push here. Here's the United States was kind of conglomerated in the middle for a little bit. Blaze is going to go ahead and work on this top lane. It's a little bit messy there. Clean up on aisle 1. But Bray in trouble, talking about cleanup. The charge stun, there's a throw by Breeze. Another throw. 2 defensive throws by Garrosh. Nice flexibility of mind there from Breeze. You don't only have to use the throw to set up kills. Hey, Smack and Snackin', good to see you. Thanks for showing up for this playoff game between these 2 Division B East teams. Lots of NGS action tonight. Glad to have you here. Level 10s are now chosen by CGL White. They're actually at level 11 now. Doing really well this game, keeping that XP lead. We're looking at Bunker, Cursed, Bullet. We have Phoenix, Warlord's Challenge, and Lifebinder. Lifebinder, so powerful. Alex Straza can stay at full health. Whoever she uses Lifebinder on will also be at full health. Another nice charge from Watson. Diablo doing some work. Bunker comes out, and there's that Lifebinder. Ooh, and Diablo gets blown up. But so will Greymane. Phoenix dying, that's a 2-for-1. But Diablo's back on the field again. Has those shortened death timers. Level 10s from Heroes of the United States. We have Dragonblade, Purification Salvo, Last Rites from Malthael, so be careful if you're low health. Malthael can finish you off in a jiffy. Divine Reckoning and Apocalypse. No Lightning Breath this game. Different style. There's a throw onto Malthael, and look at that focus. The taunt. Waterboy not dead though. Somehow. Oh, there goes. Malthael finally dies. And it's a bloodbath now. But it's going to be CGL White suffering the most with 3 heroes dying. Greymane and Kael'thas. So here's a bit of a turnaround all of a sudden in Heroes of the United States fortune in Game 2. Heroes of the United States weathering the storm of the early game. Waiting for their comp to mature just a bit, perhaps. Punisher jumping in. Creating some general chaos behind this bottom lane fort. Malthael continuing to double soak. And here's the United States gets their first building kill. So we're tied at 5-5 between these two teams. In terms of buildings, we also have a 7-6 kill lead for CGLY. And they're going to come on in here. Camp was secured by HOTUS, but we're going to have a full-on fight. Bunker came out, so did Purification Salvo. No one has died yet. Lots of low health bars though. Genji getting that first kill. Diablo going to fall. Alex Straza, Kael'thas, oh the humanity. Pwn dies as well. Malthael and Phoenix getting 2 kills. That is a full team wipe for Heroes of the United States. What are they going to do with this? 2 of their teammates fell during that. But they will take this siege camp. And now it's 15-13, folks. Heroes of the United States are the ones who are 2 levels up, now 1 level numerically. See that siege camp working on the middle lane tower as Andrew and Jub secure the siege camp on the other side of your screen. CGL White playing for their lives here. A loss will mean they are out. It'll be the end of their season. A win means they get to go to a Game 3. 16-14 now. They're a talent tier down. There's been so much action in the mid game, I haven't really been able to talk about talents all that much, and that's going to continue. Another stun. Watson having a game. Garrosh having a troublesome few interactions with Diablo throughout this game so far. And that's going to be a bruiser camp secured by Heroes of the United States. And that's going to force CGL White into doing things like this where they have to split off. The Bray trying to get XP from whatever blue elements are on the map. CGL White desperately needs to get that 16 as fast as they can. They have 20 seconds before the next objective spawns. That's going to be a top fort kill for HOTUS. CGL White cleaning up this top lane mess very quickly. The Bray cashing in some of that XP I was talking about with some tower kills, a little bit of pressure on bot lane fort. CGL White unable to go in full bore. Oh, but look at this. We have an aggression. Watson finding a setup. And HOTUS securing a kill. That's going to be 25 more seconds without Kael'thas for CGL White. So that kill will definitely secure this Punisher for HOTUS. Rest of the blue team, you know, go ahead and push up along this top lane and prep it for the Punisher. The bottom lane siege camp taken by Fabre. Two teams are on equal talent tier though, so anything's possible. Phoenix getting blown up very quickly. 13 kills to 10, now in favor of HOTUS for now. Watson's super low. Out comes Dragon from Alexstrasza. APOC used. Fabre in some damage, or dangers, able to get out. That's going to be a Genji kill. Watson has to back out under 600 health for Diablo. That's going to prevent any further support of this objective on the part of Heroes of the United States. So a nice defense there from CGL White. They'll clean that up before the keep takes any damage. Let's see what CGL White wants to do. Looks like thinking about a camp invade. They have 3 seconds before HOTUS has a full team on the map. Genji is back. HOTUS is down 3 ultimates though. CGL White has all of their ultimates available. If you take that into consideration when you're on same talent tier, that could be a window for aggression. CGL White opts for more macro play. They go with the siege camp. And now they're moving into middle. Blaze lagging behind just a little bit after doing some bottom lane work, it looks like. Bone joining the team. Watson hanging out in that bush. Looking to set up another kill. Ooh, there's Cursed Bullet. Diablo gets thrown backwards into CGL White. Nice response from HOTUS. Watson staying alive. It's going to be Kael'thas and Garrosh, though, who will die there. Reversal of fortune on CGL White. They thought they had the play, but Diablo was just too tanky there. 18 to 18 for XP. HOTUS is going to have about a level lead here pretty soon. Looking like they might reach level 20 talents first. We'll see how that plays out. It's 5v3 on the map right now. HOTUS does not have any ultimates available. Looks like they want to move in anyway. Genji, a little bit of a pester on Alexstrasza. And HOTUS says this camp is ours. $15 kills to 11 in favor of HOTUS now. Blaze just hanging out in top lane, looking at CGL White as they clean up their top lane just a little bit. There's more to do. More XP to be had. Some pressure to alleviate. We have some movement bot lane by Heroes of the US because this siege camp is available. They're very close to 20. We're going to have 20 before the objective quite easily. And there it is. We're looking at Dragon Becomes Me, Unconquered Spirit, No One Can Stop Death, Purge the Wicked, and Diablo. Waiting just a little bit to choose that final talent. HOTUS is busy at work securing the next Punisher will go uncontested by CGL White. Kind of deciding what they want to do. Season is on the line. Let's see if they can flip the script of this game, as HOTUS did earlier. Early game was all CGL Whites, and then here's the Heroes of the United States. Came back strong, took XP lead during the mid game, and now we're into late game. CGL White needs 20s. And they're very close to getting it. Arcane Punisher is extremely difficult to deal with. High damage Punisher. Scary stuff. CGL White is about a quarter of a level away from 20. So close and yet so far away. Let's see if we can get this jump. There's the leap over the wall by the Punisher. They kite it back. Out comes Phoenix for a little zoning effect. Might have slowed down HOTUS ever so slightly. There's another Punisher leap. Looks like this bottom keep will fall though. Cursed Bullet comes out. A little bit of a jump in by Fabre. Level 20 still not quite achieved by CGL White. The action's going to move into middle. This is another fort that could go down here. And there are the level 20s. There's a throw on Watson. A stun, some focus damage, purification salvo doing some work. Last rites taking out Garrosh. Oh, double stun by Pone. Quality move by Blaze. Watson super low, and Diablo actually does die this time. Only Phoenix is available in terms of ultimates for CGL White after all that. Genji still has Dragon Blade. But that doesn't matter right now because it looks like we're just going to do some cleanup. CGL White wants to take care of this bottom lane. It's looking pretty pushed in. Of course, catapults are unlocked once you kill a keep. Catapults do high damage to the core if they can make it that far. They also have a lot of lane pressure, so you want to make sure and keep an eye on lanes that are keepless. And here's a bush meta. See if CGL White can navigate these choppy waters. We're going to see an aggression here from CGL White. It looks like they're going to be happy to just clear this camp after it's taken. They thought about it. Ultimately, it is safer to just give that camp up and clear it on your own terms. Blaze taking out that middle fort. No more forts available now for CGL White. With the keep killed, Heroes of the United States can afford to play a slow game, shall we say. Just keep working these lanes, keep exerting pressure on weak spots, which for CGL White happens to be the bottom lane, so they went ahead and took that camp. CGL White having to make decisions now. How do we deal with bottom lane, especially when objective is top lanes? A lot of rotation required. The nail biter, folks. We're in the 22nd minute. This could very well come down to one huge team fight over this next shrine, which is going to be up in 3 seconds. If CGL White can get a team kill, they can go ahead and push top lane, maybe, and just go for a win. You never know. Death timers are really long now. Watson looking to make one of those plays we've seen so often in this game. In this flanking bush, the way CGL White is positioned, it's like a nature video. And there is the charge into the APOC. A couple of stuns out of Purification Salvo. Bunker extends the lives of some of CGL White for a bit, but Alex Strauss is going to go down. They have no healer. Malthael dies. Blaze dies. It's back and forth. Garrosh dies. Kael'thas dies. Greymane, the sole survivor of this fight. Fabre just barely able to escape. That's going to be 4 kills to 2 for Heroes of the United States. That's everything they wanted. They can secure this next objective. Fabre licking their wounds back at court.
Red team's core is under attack.
It's a good thing Greymane survived though, because otherwise you would have 3 catapults hitting core. At least from CGL White's perspective, it's a good thing. HOTUS is going to continue grabbing siege camps, continue the lane pressure. Fabre holding the fort. While Andrew has been working on the objectives up to almost 30 minion kills. Need 40 to summon the Punisher. CGL White is back on the map. Both teams at full strength. Coming up on the 25th minute of this epic match. CGL White might be thinking about that top lane as their win condition. That's where they have the most progress, but HOTUS has other ideas in mind. They've secured a Mortar Punisher, and they're going to march down this top lane. See if this equals another keep kill for HOTUS. That'll be an incredible amount of map pressure. CGL White's going to be hoping for a huge defense here, maybe a kill or 2. They did a good job of kiting Punisher away from the top keep, but now it's on court. That top keep did fall pretty quickly. Health bar shrinking all over the place. Ultimates everywhere. That's going to be 2 kills for HOTUS. Phoenix does fall though. 3 deaths to 1 so far. Triple C4 gets blown up. And only Greymane, once again, Fabre. And there's the potential for a kill there maybe. HOTUS' life bars are pretty low, but that's going to be GG ultimately and a 2-0 result for Heroes of the United States, who will move on in the Division B East playoffs with that win. Well fought by CGL White, trying to extend this series to 3 games, but they just couldn't quite do it. The early game was all theirs. But Heroes of the United States kind of picked it up in the mid-game. They had so much pressure from then on. They were up a talent tier here, a couple levels there. They were just able to maintain that pressure and continue to win the Punishers and getting the best of team fights in the late game. So, bit of a teeter-totter. But the ultimate result is in HOTUS' favor as they progress. Second seed moving on, folks. That was a 26-minute Infernal Shrines epic matchup. 25 kills to 17 for Heroes of the United States. Some standout numbers here. Genji, 5 deaths, but did get 25 takedowns. 55k highest hero damage for Heroes of the United States. Kael'thas doing some work, 9 kills, 76k hero damage and change. 7 deaths going along with that though. Garrosh, 8 deaths. Rough time for Breach in this match. Absorbed 79k damage along the way. Diablo though, responding with 111k hero damage absorbed. 4 deaths, 4 kills. Making the plays. Watson doing a good job. Called out Diablo quite a bit in that game. Blaze, 18k XP to Malthael's 22. Waterboy TKD running all over the map that game. Blaze with some clutch bunkers. So there we have it, folks. That's going to be 2-0. CGL White going to have to look to next season, rebuild their empire, and it's going to be Heroes of the United States moving forward. So, with all that said, let's see if we can have a brief conversation here with the captain of Heroes of the United States, Blaze. Message out to Blaze, see if we can get that set up. All right, message sent. Go into a lobby here. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Division B East matchup between the 2nd and 7th seeds, now in the books. See, I'm going to go to... lots of lobby action going on. Lots of games wrapping up, lots of conversations around the league. Let's look at the bracket one more time. This isn't a dynamic bracket, so it's not going to be filled in with all the latest scores, but we can take a peek right here as we hopefully get a conversation with Blaze. Not Blaze the Hero. Blaze the Hero was played by Pone in that last game. Blaze was playing Genji in that second game. All right, still trying to set up the post game. But some updates to this bracket. The blue team, I think, secured a win over Stitches Be Crazy tonight. And I seem to remember there was an upset. Team Braindead winning over Reborn Knights Black. Is that... I think that was said earlier in chat, yeah? A lot going on while I'm casting, so I just want to make sure I remember that correctly, because that would be a huge upset. That would be the 8th seed defeating the 1st seed, if that's true.
Hello.
Hey, is this Blaze?
It is.
Hey, congratulations. You're moving on in the playoffs.
Thank you.
How's it feel?
It feels really good. So we're just happy to be in the playoffs again, and we're happy to be able to progress. So we're looking forward to our next match.
Nice. And so maybe we can talk about tonight's games just a little bit. What really stood out to you in game 1, just to get this thing started off? Was there any particular aspect to that game that really sticks out in your mind?
I was actually a little surprised, at least from a comp-wise. I was surprised in their double healer setup.
Right.
I mean, I know double support is really becoming popular, and some even say probably back in the meta. But it just seemed that those two support choices, I was a little, we were all a little taken back, like, I wonder what their plan was with this. So, it felt like they had to kind of turtle up a lot just because they didn't have much damage to really do a lot. So we kind of got to, have our way most of the time.
Yeah, it was a Brightwing Tyrande supporting a, was it Raynor?
It was Malfurion and Tyrande. So,
oh, that's right.
Yeah. So if if it was Brightwing, you could say there's some utility there, but I'm sure they had a plan. They probably had some trouble executing it, but it was a fun map for us to play on regardless. So we got the hero picks that we wanted, and obviously it worked out for us just fine.
So double support didn't really change your approach, or did you have to shift your thinking at all?
Nope.
No, just kept with your own.
Not in this situation. So it pretty much went kind of how we wanted it to in round 1.
Okay, so game 2 started a bit bumpy for you guys. The early game largely went to CGL White. Maybe you can talk us through what it was like for you guys to transition out of that to where the sort of the mid game changed to be more in your favor. Like,
I
what was
think
that storyline from your perspective?
I think for them, they obviously had practiced that comp. It is a comp that they are very comfortable with. Because whenever the Garrosh got a toss and anybody on our team, they were ready to follow it up. So they had Kael'Thas following up with his stun, and then they would just focus, all their damage and just blow that target up. And after it kept happening, a number of times, we were like, okay, we need to talk about what we're doing here, because clearly, people are being careless, and there was times where people on our team were like, oh, I was out of position, I shouldn't have been that close, or I was too close to the gate, things like that. And but people kept their calm for the most part, and we always kind of just like, hey, let's take a step back, think about what we're doing, and let's reapproach this smart. And they still, it was a fun fight. It was a lot of back and forth, I thought, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
thankfully we were able to get that bottom keep, and then we were kind of able to just use that pressure to our advantage to own the rest of the map.
Yeah, it seems like Watson really started to see some potential kills too on Diablo.
Yep,
A lot of bush meta happening later in the game too.
A lot of bush parties. Well, because
like that top lane at near the end of the game was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, because it's it was one of those things where like we know that they have to rotate to respond to things. So we took those opportunities, like just sit in the bush and wait to see what we catch. So,
right.
And towards the very end there, obviously they had enough of that approach, and they were throwing oil and fire at us. And they didn't want to go into the bushes anymore. So.
Right. Well, for some new viewers, maybe who are tuning in for the first time to your team here in the playoffs, maybe you could give us just a quick rundown of how you came to NGS Season 5. What's your team background, maybe in a nutshell?
Yeah, so I mean, we're a team comprised mostly, there's a couple family members and a couple, the rest are just friends. Most of us are kind of split up across the U.S. So we have one player that's actually out on the East Coast. We have a few players out on the West Coast, and then a couple more right in the middle. So we get to have a fun time trying to schedule practices and things like that when everybody's in different time zones.
Right.
But
that can be tough.
So a few of us have been playing NGS for a number of, like, I think this is my third season now. And then we have two others that signed on that just started playing last season, and then we have one of our subs, Fish. He just joined us this season. So some of these guys have never played competitive esports prior to this, so it's obviously a lot of fun and everybody's enjoying it, so we're hoping to stick around.
Yeah, especially when you're winning. It's exhilarating, right?
It's a lot more fun to win.
That has been said. I think it's accurate.
Yeah, people tend to not scream at each other as much when things are going your way. So
yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, how about some shout outs then, real quick, if you have some of those?
Just like to say, good job to my team. Some people put in a lot of effort into trying to scout out and prepare and plan for tonight, and I think it paid off for us. I think that was really evident in round one. Just say hi and thank you to all of our family and friends that are watching, and and I hope everybody has a good night, and thank you for casting.
Oh, you're welcome. Really, really entertaining matches. So congratulations again on the 2-0 and the advancement to round 2. Look forward to seeing what you do in the rest of this playoff season.
Yep, so do we.
All right, good luck.
All right, thanks.
Night.
Good night.
All right, so that was Blaze, the captain of Heroes of the United States, who will be progressing with a 2-0 win over CGL White in this best of 3. This has been a Division B East Round 1 playoff contest. Very exciting stuff. But now it's time to move on to some other NGS action. We have more games being played around the league. So I want to do a raid. Let me pull up. I do believe we could move on over to, I think, Division D West. We have Bone Boys versus Lightly Salted. I think that's still going on right now. Cast by Cat Peach GG. Cat Peach. So let me set that up. And once again, I just want to thank everybody for joining us. Well played by both teams. And congratulations again to Heroes of the United States. Moving on. So I have a Division D West game that I'm casting tomorrow night. So you'll see info for that on my outro screen. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. And expect that raid to be coming along in just a moment. Have fun, y'all. See you next time.